Hey all, in this video I will be discussing the Drip BUSD garden and specifically my experience and gains since getting in on the Drip garden when it launched on December 16th, 2021. So I made a video on the background behind the development of the Drip garden and why it was developed by the same developer of Drip who goes by the name Forex Shark. I also covered the differences between the Drip garden and other similar type of miner games and why the Drip Garden is really on another level in comparison to other miner games such as Shrimp Farmer and BNB Miner, especially in terms of sustainability and fairness for all players no matter when they enter the garden. You can watch that video in the link on your screen now. But in this video, I will be going over whether the Drip Garden is legit in its claims of a daily ROI of up to 3% a day, and if this is possible through the Drip Garden, as well as looking at my own personal experience and how much I invested, how much I made on day one, and the daily gains since December 16th, 2021. So basically, how I am now making gains of about $200 a day in passive income from a $2,000 investment back in December of 2021, or just over 2 months ago, and having been within the Drip Garden and gardening for the past 2 months. But first, just a brief overview of how the Drip Garden fits into the whole drip ecosystem, which is developed by Forex Shark. So firstly, the Drip Garden is part of a larger ecosystem that has its foundations in the Drip network, which is the first daily ROI platform developed by Forex Shark that offers a consistent 1% daily ROI, 1% per day returns on your deposit, with the ability to compound your daily returns over time for even greater gains. The Drip BUSD garden can be found on the Animal Farm website, which is a yield farm on the BSC chain, also developed by Forex Shark. Drip was launched in April 2021 and to date has continued to pay out consistent daily returns for everyone of 1% daily. The Drip Garden was launched in December 2021 and the Animal Farm in February of 2022. Another part of the whole ecosystem which is yet to be launched is the Piggy Bank, which will be launched on March 1st, 2022. But for today, this video will focus on the Drip Garden. So the Drip Garden was created by Forex Shark in response to the demand by the Drip community for a higher reward, higher risk protocol that provided daily returns and that would also add liquidity to the Drip token, further hardening the price for Drip and adding more utility. So when the Drip Garden launched on December 16th, I was able to get in right at launch with 2,000 BUSD, and I purchased 207 plants, which began earning in the form of seeds from day one. So as you can see on entry with an investment of 2,000 BUSD, I started off with 207 plants. And as part of the whole fairness and sustainability aspects of the Drip Garden, you will see the fertilizer bonuses. And notably, there is a time multiplier that increases by 0.1% every day. So right at the start of the contract, it is 0.00. And this increases every day, which allows for any player to get in at a fairer price for plants, no matter when they enter. That time multiplier is also coupled with a contract balance multiplier that further benefits new players entering the garden, which also encourages new capital to enter the garden due to the attractive price of plants at any time in the future, thanks to these two multipliers. So a little over 24 hours after launch, note the time multiplier is now 0.11%. with the 207 plants I started off with, these 207 plants produce seeds in the form of DRIP BUSD LP tokens, which were about $27 per LP at the time. So my gains after 24 hours after launch was a little over $135 USD in seed value, which I replanted to increase my total plants and also the amount of seeds that can be produced daily. So those seeds produced on day 1 netted me 7 plants, which I replanted, and on day 2, with a total of 214 plants, another 5.13 worth LP tokens worth of seeds were ready to harvest or replant at a value of about 135 USD on day 2. On day 3, with 220 plants, these produce seeds in the value of 5.6 LP tokens, with a similar price per LP of about $27 at the time. 4 days after launch, the developer of the Drip Garden, Forex Shark, and his team improved the user interface to include the value of your seeds that the plants produced in USD, as well as in LP tokens, to make it easy to see how much you were producing each day that was available to harvest or replant. But at this stage, I chose to keep compounding my daily interest as it was still early on in the contract. But as you can see, 4 days after launch, with 227 plants, seed value of 6.1 LPs, or with the new UI you can see that $159.16 worth of seed value was produced on day 4 with the amount of plants that I had within the drip USD garden. After 5 days, again notice the time multiplier at the bottom, 0.51, and another 7 plants added, bringing a total of 234 plants. The available seed value was 6.38 LPs, and you can see that $166.12 of seed value was produced after 5 days within the drip garden, starting off with 207 plants and having 234 plants after 5 days. So if we skip ahead to January 30th, 2022, now had 600 plants, mainly through compounding daily. On January 30th, you can see the LPs produced was slightly less. This is due to the nature of the game, which is determined by how much you harvest versus how much you compound, but also by the actions of other players in the game and how much they plant versus how much they harvest. So if everyone is harvesting, or a lot of people are harvesting, the contract amount also goes down, which can affect your gains. Even though less LPs were produced on January 30th, the value of LPs were higher at $42.19 now, netting a gain of seed value worth $212.38 on January 30th. This is after getting into the drip garden on launch on December 16th, having grown my plants to 600 plants, mostly through recompounding and not needing to invest more capital. This is still all with that initial investment of 2,000 USD, which bought 207 plants at the time. Up to today, February 24th, I've grown 1,109 plants, mostly through recompounding daily gains or replanting the plants more than harvesting them or selling them. Though I did harvest and sell more than a handful of times to take some profits and reinvest in the animal farm which launched in February of 2022. As you can see now, thanks to the members of the community who have developed excellent helpful tools such as the Drip Garden Scheduler, we now need only to enter in our wallet address and we're able to get a daily readout of the plants we're producing per day, as well as the number of LPs and their USD value. So as of February 24th, my current assets or plants are now worth close to 6,000 USD. This is after an initial investment of 2,000 USD for 207 plants. And these plants produce about 37 new plants each day, which can be recompounded or sold at a value of just under $200. So just to sum things up, the Drip Garden has been very profitable for me from day one, with 3% daily ROI not only possible but very achievable through the Drip Garden. It is a relatively higher risk than the Drip Faucet, as your daily gains are dependent on the actions of other players as well as your own. For example, before the Animal Farm launched, a lot of gardeners were harvesting a lot more than they were compounding, and they were selling their plants in order to reinvest into the Animal Farm when it launched. So this reduced the contract balance and reduced the daily ROI for all the gardeners in the game. However, the contract balance soon reached new all-time highs. We are at all-time highs again today, and we got back above previous all-time highs not too long after the Animal Farm launch. So again, 3% daily ROI is definitely possible through the Drip Garden, and the Drip Garden itself is relatively higher risk than the Faucet, but much lower risk than similar miner games out there, such as Shrimp Farmer or BNB Miner. And your 3% daily ROI can vary depending on your actions, how much you recompound or replant versus how much you harvest and sell, as well as the actions of other players in the game. So if you are interested in the Drip Garden, you can take a look at the contract on theanimal.farm. The documents are available. The audit is available also to review. The RugDoc and Paladin audit are available on the website. If you found this video helpful, please consider using my referral link if you do consider joining the Animal Farm. And if this video has been helpful to you, check out my link, referral link down below. Also, you can join the private Facebook group and or the Telegram chat, where I can help you to get started in the safest way, and you can get help, tips, and high profit and safe strategies within the whole drip ecosystem, and also specifically the Drip BOSD Garden. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.